Welcome, friends and fans, to another episode of GalaxyCon Live, where we are bringing the convention experience directly to you. And today, we'll be visiting the Planetary Union of the 25th century with 5 members of the cast of the Orville, and now's the time for all of you in our chat room to begin typing in your questions for them. Immediately after this session, you will have the opportunity to talk to our guests through our private chat options, as well as purchase autographs and personalized video recordings, all of which are available now at GalaxyCon.com. So without further ado, let's meet our guests. First, he is an actor and singer whose credits include Justified, Critters, and American Dad. Today, he joins us to discuss the role of Lieutenant Gordon Malloy. Please welcome Scott Grimes.
What's up, everybody? Scotty Grimes here. Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Good to have you here, boss. How are things in your part of the world?
Things are great. Things are terrific. You know, I got my kids, I got my family, so I'm protected, and I hope everybody out there is safe, and miss you all.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Our next guest, he is an actor, writer, and musician whose credits include The Cleveland Show, Lego Marvel, and American Dad. Today, he joins us to talk about his performance as Lieutenant Commander John LaMarr. Please welcome Jay Lee.
I'm going to do a spin.
Oh, I was going to do a spin.
Yeah, I knew it. That's why I did the spin. Spin.
Darn it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome, and thank you for having me. Boom.
Thank you for having us here, boss. Is everything all right in your part of the world?
Thankfully, I'm good. I'm just living in the back of Scotty's house, and he's feeding me. And yeah. Man.
Oh, okay.
Miss you, buddy. Stay there.
It's gonna be a great day.
All right.
Oh man, just you think he'd give you the good Wi-Fi in that case? Yeah. All right.
I thought you were gonna say the good wife. I'm like, nope.
Next, she is an actress, voice artist, model, and beauty queen whose body work includes X-Men 2, Martial Law, Warehouse 13, and Phineas and Ferb. Today, she joins us to talk about the role of Union Admiral Ozawa. Please welcome Kelly Hu.
Hey, buddy. How are ya?
Oh, you're so good. How are you today, my dear?
I'm good. I have no children. I'm fine.
Living the dream.
Well, if you ever need any, Kelly, I'm clearly the guy.
I'm good. I'm good.
Thanks, Jay. Sorry, I'll keep it clean. I'll keep it clean, pal.
Next, he is an actor whose roles include the National Theater's productions of War Horse and One Man, Two Governors. Today, he is here to talk about the role of Science and Engineering Officer Issac. Please welcome Mark Jackson.
Out of the way, Marky. Oh.
Hi, everybody.
That was funny, dude.
Oh,
That's so good.
That's like the best sentence we've had yet. You're very smart. And how are you doing, Mark, in your part of the world?
I'm good. I'm up in the Big Bear Mountains for like a weekend away.
Cool.
So I'm coming to you from an alpine forest. It's cool.
Oh.
We had Brent Spiner waiting just in case you weren't ready, so don't worry about it.
That guy's after all my gigs.
Next, he's an actor whose roles include Shameless, Dexter, Axel, and Minion from Twisted Metal 2, one of my all-time favorites, and an Emmy Award-winning performance in animated Tales of the World. Today, here to discuss his role of Lieutenant Commander Bortus, please welcome Peter Macon.
Hey, Scotty, pay the goddamn light bill.
Hey, Peter, I'll see you soon, buddy. I'll see you
now. Keep it down. Keep it down. God, quiet. Hey, what's up, y'all? Yeah, we're all in the compound. Pre-COVID, you know, they decided to quarantine us in trailers, and so we're actually living all together, and I'm upstairs. You guys, really? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every night party? Can we come on, keep I'm gonna get the broom.
Season
I don't know if that looks like a broom. That's not how I use brooms, but whatever.
Yeah, I know. That's okay. Yeah, I know you don't use brooms.
Is that what they're calling it now?
Yeah.
So you're all in the same compound. So season 3 takes place all in one room. Is that what I'm getting?
That's basically what's happening.
All right. Yeah. Well, spoilers, folks. But okay. Thank you all for coming, and thank you for spending this time with us today. And thank you for being part of the show. This has really resonated with fans, and I really enjoy the show because it's made comedy fans into sci-fi fans, and it's made some sci-fi guys get reinterested in comedy again. And you guys and the writing team and producers, you all found the sweet spot. And thank you. I am an Orville fan, and you guys have knocked it out of the park.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was tough, you know. I remember that first year, and you guys will agree. except for Seth, nobody really knew what the show was going to be. We were, because he was listening to Fox, and Fox wanted it to be funny, but Seth really eventually was like, you know, holding up. He was like, I'm gonna end up doing the show I want to do, and it gradually got there. So when we showed up, I think it was midway through the second season, we had to give up some fun stuff. Go like, oh, I used to love doing that or exaggerating that, but we wanted to do what Seth wanted to do for the show, and so it took a little bit of compromise on both sides. But I'm with you. I like where it is now.
Yeah, I feel like the comedy is curing. You know what I mean? It's like we kind of sort of laid out the primer, you know, with the first season, and like, you know, not knowing where it's going to go, and then like, you know, the relationships developing, and like, so I feel like the comedy is much more sophisticated. You know what I mean? And much more earned, because it's like and it keeps the stakes are really high, and so the comedy. You know, you have to laugh. I mean, it's like we have, like right now, we have to laugh to keep from fucking crying right now. And so, you know, I mean, I feel like it mimics, you know, life, that level of, you know, it's not just a yuck fest, you know, like the jokes are it's cathartic, you know, almost, you know, so level like this, the humor is very sophisticated. It's grown, you know, and that's been great.
No, absolutely. It definitely, from my own perspective, it definitely seemed like first season was, I felt like that Fox was saying, well, you're Seth MacFarlane, so we want a Seth MacFarlane show in space. And I definitely, for everything I've read about Seth, is that he wanted to do like a sci-fi show and really go in that direction. And it's, again, seems like that balance, you guys absolutely found it. What I'd love to hear is how you all got on the show initially.
Bugs. Got bugs, Jake. That's it. Scott, you got to put the lid on the compost pile.
Sorry. Well, at least I have a compost pile.
Well, there's a gnat that has been bugging me for 3 days straight.
Really?
You keep a nasty house. That's
no.
He's just,
how come it always gets blamed on me, man?
What am I doing? Anyway, I'm gonna get him. So if you guys see me doing this,
you have him.
If you see me doing this, it's just that I'm gonna get
3 days. Gnats only live 18 hours, bro. Just so you know, like.
Okay.
Anyway,
everybody in the chat room, start a betting pool now as to when you think that Jay will slay the gnat.
Wait, you got to do it with chopsticks. It doesn't count unless you get it with chopsticks.
To answer your question, answer your question, because this crowd can go off, man.
This is your show.
Yeah.
I'm just the waiter. You're the chef.
I'll tell you my side of it, because it has to do with Jay Lee as well. I had known Seth for many years before I had even done American Dad with him. We were friends. Jay Lee, I'm not going to tell you a part of it, but when Seth, for years, he would tell me about this idea he had for this science fiction show, and I would sit there and go, okay, whatever. You'll probably get Giovanni Ribisi or whoever else. You're not going to hire me. And he kept his promise for all those years, and I did have to go in and do a thing with him, like a chemistry read, just Seth and I in front of a camera, not even in front of people, which really made it great. And Jay Lee was there that day as well, doing your chemistry read with Seth. And so he put Jay Lee in with me. I don't even think that was planned, was it, buddy? I mean,
they might have planned it.
They might have planned it.
I think they had it planned. But yeah, it was great to be there at the same time with you, because it took, those things are nervous, man. These tests are very, very scary and nervous. And for me, that was my first test ever. What? So yeah, that was Orville is my first on-camera television credit.
Right. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. That's how I clap. That's what I look like in the room. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know.
Yeah, sorry, you go, buddy. But you tell them your thing real quick about working. I mean, people know this, but how you?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is sort of a known thing. But I used to work as the receptionist at Family Guy in American Dad, which is where I met Seth initially, and that's where I met Scotty, and plenty of people. So it was good to already have that relationship with Scotty, and Seth wrote these parts with us in mind. So it was a lot of fun, but still somewhat scary, because it kind of felt like yours to lose in a weird way. Yeah. You know what I mean? But as soon as we got in the room, I think I forgot what scene we did, but we just started riffing and going, and all of a sudden it was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a scene that ended up somewhere in the first season, I remember, because it was but we added to it.
But I did have to hump. So my audition scene was humping the statue. So I was literally in the room like humping a chair, and it was very weird.
He likes your moves.
You give good.
Yeah. It's about to. Yeah. You see what happened. I almost died for it. So
I'm gonna add to your question, if you don't mind. This question is from Mark. Mark, when you went in, right? You went in England. You're Mark, right there.
Yeah.
You went in England. Yeah, my question for you that I don't think I've ever asked you is, when you auditioned, was there anything? Did it describe how he, or did you come up with all those physicalities for Issac yourself?
So yeah, I auditioned in London, and in fact, I ended up coming over here and starting the job without having met anybody on the team, or any of the producers, or Seth, or any of you guys. Like, first time I met all of you guys was in the read-through for the first episode, wasn't it? With John Favreau, which was crazy. I auditioned in London, and because I didn't know what Issac would look like. And the casting director didn't know what Issac would look like, because obviously that was kind of all under wraps. It was just a sort of stab in the dark, really. The audition was him. It was Issac doing a speech at his console on the bridge, and he was just talking about, it's lots of jargon and sciencey bits, and a planet over there with the population of this, and the factors of the, all that kind of stuff, and it was just sort of getting that out.
Well, to your credit, Seth told me that he closed his eyes when he was auditioning Issacs, or he would turn his back and just listen to the sort of timbre of the voice, because I mean, how crazy is that to, like, how much did they tell you, like, that they didn't tell you that your face is going to be covered and like your eyes, like anything. So
I think the description of the character when it came through in the audition was some sort of featureless head, I think, and he originally had red eyes, I think, Issac. Which is quite weird to think, it would have completely changed his personality, wouldn't it? As it does when we see evil Kalon. So absolutely. I think he just listened to the voice. As my friend said, "Oh, great! You're going to Hollywood with a bag over your head." So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to take the Hollywood bit, mate. Just hold on to that. It was a really strange process for me, because I didn't have any contact with anybody. Twice the producers checked my availability for me to fly over to LA to do a test. I didn't know it was called a chemistry test. And twice they were like, "Oh, actually, don't worry, you don't have to. It's fine." Whatever that was meaning. I think they were having loads of arguments about whether they should employ me or not. And luckily, someone won. And
they're still talking about it, but
they are.
Yeah. Still up in the air, pal.
I'm up for it.
So, Peter, how did this come about for you?
Oh man, I actually had another job. I was I came back from the Oregon Shakespeare Festival. I was left LA for like 5 years, like right when the writer strike happened, and then I went up to Southern Oregon to do some Shakespeare. And I came back, and I was here for about 8 months and couldn't buy a job. I couldn't like an audition. I was just not booking anything. And then things were getting dire, and then I got this job that was going to shoot in Botswana, and my wife and I had just had our first son, and I was like, okay, so I'm going to take this newborn to Botswana, and we're going to go live in Botswana, and I'm going to do this job for Amazon, which it didn't actually haven't seen the light of day. But and I was very happy about this job. And then so my manager was like, you got to go audition for this, Seth MacFarlane, science fiction show. And I'm like, Family Guy, come on. Like, no, I'm going to go do, and she's like, no, but you have to do it. You have to do it. I'm like, but I already have a job. And so, I auditioned, and then for like 2 weeks, it was like radio silence. And I'm like, you're going to fuck around and make me lose both these jobs. I'm going to have no job. And so then I went in and I, read for the casting director. And then a couple days later went in for a test, which was my first test. I've never tested. And you sign your life away and no, this is my second test, and so you sign, you see all the numbers, you see everything. And then you don't get the job, or you see all these numbers and you sign. You're like, what did I sign? I don't know. And then so I was at a party later that night, and Seth texted me, and I'm like, well, how you get my number? I'm like, oh, you're Seth MacFarlane. Probably get my number. He texted me, and he was like,
did you give Seth MacFarlane my number? What do you think you are?
I blocked you.
I'm standing there with my manager. I'm like, what the hell? And I was just like, wow, this is really cool. He's like, I just wanted to be the first to let you know we're really happy, to welcome you on board. And that was the first that I found out that I got the job,
Cool.
And so
I don't know.
That's a great way.
Did I ever tell you I was out with him when he texted you?
What? What?
Are you kidding?
Yeah, it was either when I think he had just finished texting with you, or I think he had just finished, because I met up with him and he goes, yeah, there's this guy, Peter Macon, he was Bortus. And mind you, there was no design for Bortus, so I didn't really know what that meant, but he pulled your picture up. And so, yeah, we were at the Montage the hotel over there having a drink or something. And
that worked.
But I don't think I ever told you that. I just remember that.
I didn't know that. No, it's cool. I saved the picture. I was just like, this is so crazy. But this is cool because it was a birthday party for one of my really good friends, and I got to share that. Somebody took a picture of me, sharing the text, and it was so personable. It was mad cool. So game changer though. It did change my whole everything because I was really stressing out.
I know we have other questions, but I wanted to ask Kelly something real quick.
Please.
Kelly, to me, had to do one of the hardest things I've ever seen, which is this one scene where you were walking down the hall.
Oh, stop. That's my worst nightmare. Why do you bring that up?
Here's why I'm bringing it up. Here's why I'm bringing it up. Because one, it was the hardest things I've ever seen someone have to do, because it's a speech, guys. It's like a fucking page-and-a-half speech that she's saying, and then Seth decides to do it all in one shot. The only reason I'm bringing it up is I said, I hope you didn't have to audition with that, because that would have...
No, are you kidding? I would never have gotten hired. That was my absolute worst nightmare.
No, you were great. I've never seen...
I literally had an anxiety attack from that.
Oh my God.
Like my heart was racing. I couldn't, it was the worst scene that I had ever had to shoot in my life.
You killed it though, is what I'm saying. It was amazing. And I was like, I'm so glad I don't have to do that. And I'd watch you walk by going, oh my God.
I did it like, so hard. I don't know, 500 times. I could not get the words out. Yeah. It was terrible. It was really hard.
So Kelly, what was your casting process like?
Well, I'm just a guest star, so I don't have to go through as much as these guys.
Sure.
But I do remember that they were looking for an older character, an older woman. And so I literally took some like silver marker and I made silver like streaks in my hair to make myself look, well, I actually have white hair now. I'm letting it grow out. But I accentuated my actual white hair that was dyed black. And I made myself look older for the audition. Nice. And it worked.
Obviously. Real quick, Peter, did they tell you it was going to be a makeup role? And
yeah, they did. But I mean, the character description was that they were like lava rocks, and so my only frame of reference was like the Thing from Fantastic Four, and but they didn't tell me that I'd have ants crawling around in my head one day, or they 2 hours in makeup, an hour out of makeup, or that I would get like bags on top of bags, or scared never take. No, but here's the deal. I love except for when it's hot, it gets really not fun. But
does it stink in that thing?
I don't
It
smell
must
it.
really smell bad.
I can't smell it. It's like, can you smell your own nose? I don't know.
We go up behind him all the time and kind of tap the top of his head. And we give him hugs. I never smelled it any bad.
With Febreze, just like
the ants, man. That's always sticks right here in my throat when I think about it. Oof.
You guys are always like putting like dryer sheets and Febrezing me. I maybe it smells bad. I don't know.
It doesn't.
Anyway, no, it's cool. I love it though. I love it. It's freeing because it's incredibly limited, and so I know what my parameters are.
Well, how many permutations of the design did they go through, or is it kind of the same?
No. At the very beginning, they when we shot the pilot, if you go back and you look, like the nose got smaller. His nose, Bortus's nose, is smaller, and they did some other stuff in the forehead ridges, and that just shows you how much Seth is paying attention to all that stuff. You know what I mean? So. And then makeup, so it went through a lot of stages to get to where it is now. But yeah, like the main change is the nose got smaller. But
yeah,
it's so Hollywood.
And Mark,
I got Mike Jackson
surgery.
The nose is too big. It's just too African. The nose is just.
And Mark, you may not be in makeup, but you're certainly in a complete costume. How's that experience been for you?
Well, yeah, I mean, as Peter says, it's strangely freeing. You don't. I mean, the majority of the time, I do play him as a robot. I did play him as a human in season 2 as well, which was really fun. So I got to play around with the kind of what that would be like. Yeah, it's incredibly freeing in the sense that we're always so aware of our faces and like of being watched. I mean, it's literally the job description, so no surprises there. But if you do get to play a role where you're kind of disguised or covered or not you don't look like you normally do, it's strangely liberating. And I can have a yawn under there and do what I want with my face, really, which is lovely, right in the middle of the scene. It's great. What are you doing, Scott? What was that?
Keep it down, Scott. We're trying to do a freaking conviction.
I have a question for Mark. Mark?
Okay.
Are you wearing pants or are you in your underwear?
Because
I see your knees.
I'm wearing very short shorts.
Okay, he got shorts. Oh, Mark, nice. They need to be featuring your legs on that. Yeah. We need more ratings. Put on Mark's. Take off Mark's pants. Let him walk around.
Yeah, why not?
All right. Producer, let me know that we've got some questions from the audience. So let's go ahead and switch over to them. And I'll ask Jude. Yes, we can.
Okay, good. Because
Oh, look. Okay.
And this one comes from Sydney, and she wants to know, how many takes does it typically take, as it looks like everyone is having a blast?
Ask Mr. Owl. A 1, 2, 3. More than 3.
So what? The question is, how many takes does it typically take?
In my case,
5,000. No, listen, man. Sometimes we get stuck in the weeds. Again. Sorry, guys. Again. Sorry. Again. Sorry, guys. Again. Everyone.
Story of my life.
No, but not just yours. I mean, how many times have we all been stuck in the weeds? And you're just like, oh man, here we go. Here we go.
Seth has this ear, as we all know. Obviously, he grew up doing voices, but he doesn't only have it for himself. He has this kind of graph, how he hears your line being said. Now, what you can do is you can do it better than what's in his graph, and he won't mess with you. If you do it a little less, he'll tweak you and say, so you do as many takes as when he gets to what he wants. Am I wrong, guys?
No, it's like a score. It
Yeah,
really,
you're right. Yeah,
it is like a score. And even for him.
but
What?
it's usually at least 3, because they always want to have like 3 in the can, don't they?
For me, it's 1. For me, it's 1. The answer is 1.
For you, it's 1.
One taker. Now,
you're a king amongst men, Jay-Lee, aren't you?
One time.
one dig, Jay Lee. All right, Cindy.
We're not ready yet. We're not ready. Don't call him until we're ready. Don't call him.
I walk in.
He's only gonna do it one time.
He's out.
Just gonna do it
Yep.
once.
Yeah. I
You'll
actually
pay
did
him
have
enough.
one. Okay, I don't know if any of you guys have, but I did it. I did a oneer. I got a oneer. Did anybody got a oneer under their belt?
I have,
Cricket.
yeah, I've done a one.
Nah, you don't count because you just go and do ADR anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
But true.
Take the wind out of my
Shots fired. Cindy, thank you for that one. That was a good one. Okay, what do we have next? From Alyssa Victoria Parker, were you already a sci-fi fan prior to Orville, and if so, of what?
Yes.
Space 1999.
Ooh, you sir are a man of taste.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to say I hated Star Trek, like the William Shatner season, like the TV show. And I tell you why. Because my dad loved it. And when my dad was watching a program that he liked, you couldn't basically walk in the house. Like you couldn't leave. You had to stay where you were. And for that hour, I was like, I fucking hate this stupid ass show that he's watching because I can't get back to watching my programs. But like Buck Rogers, Blade Runner, like what was the old school like giant robot? Remember, like what was it? What was it? The family of robots. It was a mother. It was a father, mother, and the kid, and they were
Mighty Orbots.
And they were like the little Japanese boy had a whistle for each one of them, and I think it was giant robots. I don't know. Anyway, Voltron was business. Thundercats, but science fiction, early old school science fiction. Doctor Who, which I never understood. I would just like turn on PBS and be like, "What is this strange British?"
It's the accents.
Shit. Well, it was that, and it was the telephone booth, and like the weird, yeah.
I did an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
You did,
but wait they called me after I finished it, and they said, "Look, we went over on the edit, and we have to cut you. Do you still want credit?" And I said, "Yes, I want a credit." And so as the years went by, before they came out with DVDs that had extra footage of things on it, I would lie my ass off and say, "Oh yeah, I had this whole storyline where we went into the holodeck with these girls and we da-da-da-da." And then, so I've been telling this story for 15, 20 years about this thing that was cut until they came out with the actual like extra footage where I'm in a scene and a half. And one of the scenes, you see the back of my head is in the background of the bar while Whoopi Goldberg's talking. So there you go. Don't lie about that shit because it'll come out and bite you in the ass years later.
I have to say, when I first moved to Los Angeles, like 30 something years ago, there was no internet and there was no IMDb. I lied about my first resume. Like I had done one show and everything else was a lie because back then you couldn't look things up. There was no way to confirm whether or not it was true. Yeah. Otherwise, I would never have worked.
Back in the days of
I would never have worked.
The Thomas guy.
Family Ties, Soul Street Blues, nice. No, there's no way. There's no way you were Miss Hawaii Teen.
Look it up. Look it up. It's in the back of the Thomas Guide. That's what it is. Remember that shit? Funny. I remember first moving here in the damn Thomas Guide. I was like,
oh my God, I couldn't understand it.
I gotta pull
Mine
over.
was all ripped up, pages all over the place.
I had the atlas. I had the big
man.
I had the whole atlas.
Oh yeah, man.
Thomas Guide with the pages that you could mark. They were like plastic, so that you could like draw your little.
Yeah,
I didn't have that. That sounds good. I didn't have that.
Yeah. We should get an old tool.
Let's get it.
I'll get one. I'll pick one up tonight.
Can you keep it down? I'm trying to do some
Peter
in here. Hey,
Thomas Guide tonight, buddy.
Keep it down. Thomas Guide party. Okay.
Alyssa, thank you. That was a fun one. Okay. From Christy, what do you have in common with the character you portray?
White hair.
I will say, I think Seth, definitely in my case, I was not hired to stretch my acting abilities much. I think that we had fun together. We laugh together in real life. We drink together in real life. And that would be when you think of like, oh, do I have a funny friend who drinks a lot? Scotty. I mean, that was this. That's what it was. Guaranteed. So yes, would be my
mine
answer.
would definitely be Boone. He wrote, because I get it from my dad. So if you see some people, know me. If you see an old black man walk in the background, that's Goody Lee. That's my father. Yeah. And my dad always says Boone. And it can mean a million different things. So he could say, oh, you're doing a virtual convention and you're talking to yourself with people. Boom. Or he'll say, hey man, I talked to your mama, she said hi, and boom. So I don't know what that means. But so in the script, the first thing I say in one of my first lines to Seth in that pilot is, can I have soda on the bridge? And then I say, all right, boom. So I think he definitely tried to write some of our own personality in it. But I found playing John is much more observant and sort of takes it in before he responds than I think I am, Jay Lee. But John is very sort of, and this is sort of how the character evolved a little bit, but he's much more observant, won't get involved unless he is asked, right? And also he's black. Oh, I will say this too. I don't think they knew I had this many tattoos. So there's some stuff where I have my shirt off and, like they got to cover your tats up. And I don't know if John LaMarr is a tatted person, but Jay Lee has some tats.
Yes.
I didn't know Boom came from your dad. That's really cool.
Yeah, when you see this old black man walk out and he's like, who the fuck you talking to? Boom.
Boom. Boom. And goes dynamite. I'm exactly like Boris in that I'm super, super judgy. No, that's not. Actually, I think we have this thing that what is Jay Lee? This guy started like.
Oh, Peter Macon.
Oh, God.
Peter,
yeah. Peter's like, and most when they let me out, they don't let me out of the attic very much, just to get some vitamin D and fresh air sometimes, and pick my vegetables that are growing, my tomatoes in the backyard. But most of the time, I'm just
boom.
So nothing like
Kelly. Did you say creepy?
Yes.
Yep, that is it. Oh my God! Here it is. You got it. You got it.
I got it.
And 34 minutes and 36 seconds.
Wow. Time flies when you just.
When you gotta use the bathroom. Okay.
I got a bucket right here, and I'm gonna dump it down that hole that's in the corner that you don't know about. Like, so you get that smell. That's like it's.
Let me say something for all the actors watching. This is the problem when you start a bit with this group.
Can't stop.
Because we will continue we will commit and continue with the bit. So we're in.
Until it's if it's not funny, we'll continue till it's funny, but then we'll continue till it's not funny again.
Yeah, but that's where we are now. We're in that.
We're totally there.
Yeah, we're about 7:30.
Yeah,
it's gonna come back around.
See.
Hey, a reminder to our audience.
Of all of that, I've become more like Isaac in my intolerance for other human beings. So I'm like my character.
Wow.
So, Christy, thank you for that. And a reminder to our audience, if you would like to chat with our guests like I am now, or purchase an autograph, or get a personalized recorded video message, please sign up now at GalaxyCon.com. And let's take another one. This comes from Jennifer. Were there any moments in the episodes that grossed you out?
Gross.
We had giant tarantulas on set. Was it the nightmare episode in season 1?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
And this guy came on, and he was like Crocodile Dundee, wasn't he? And he had these
and he crawled up.
Huge tarantulas.
That didn't weirdly gross me out, but I loved it because we were all at this conference room table. I think mostly, right? And what had to happen is we're talking, Seth being the captain right at the head of the table. And everybody knows that kind of conference room. And the tarantula had to crawl towards Seth. I don't have a fear of that because later on, Gordon it's supposed to fall on Gordon's face. And I actually I wanted to do that. He wouldn't allow it. But every time that thing got even close to walking towards Seth was like, he was up and against that back wall, man. He hated that thing.
Yeah.
So
doesn't write this stuff though.
He does. That's the weird thing. That's the weird thing. I have several occasions on this show where Seth's like, "What the hell am I doing?" I'm like, "Dude, you freaking wrote it."
Yeah, it's yours.
But that's a really good. And Jay Lee is a writer, and that's saying something about somebody that's like Steven Spielberg wrote the movie Jaws and doesn't like to be on a freaking boat, and yet for 5 months he's on a boat. That's cool. I think that's excellent. So. But the tarantula was fun to watch. It's fun to watch people being scared of things like tarantulas and stuff. And I love it.
You're muted, Peter.
Oh.
You're muted. Is he doing that on purpose?
I don't know.
What's Peter? Here we go.
No, he's really muted.
It's all right. Are you muted, Peter? That's all right.
Peter, if you want, just go ahead and click out and just come back in the room again. That usually resets.
Yes, we got him.
Yes, it worked. The muted. He wasn't muted. He wasn't muted, everybody.
I got to do my job.
Hey,
you can call Mark, him out at it. I got to do it.
Hey, Mark, you're muted too.
That's some old bullshit.
No way.
I see how it is. I told you they don't let me out much. And then they turn my microphone off. And I ain't got nothing else to say.
I am telling you, it is a miracle that you guys get anything done on set.
I agree. I agree.
We figure it out.
Yeah.
It is, it is, to come back to something that I want to say, it was immediate though. Like, I've been on other shows where it takes a while and, by 3 years, everybody's obviously close, in 2 years, but this was kind of oddly immediate where nobody forced it. Because if you force it, I think it goes the other direction, and you can't be close if you're trying like the Hollywood thing to let's all get along because we want this show to go for years and years. It was just like that, and I don't know the formula to that. I don't know why it happened. I just know it did, and it's lovely. And it's a blessing.
I think everybody was pretty confident in who they were. Right. So even though I was saying earlier this was my first sort of TV big credit, I had done a bunch of other stuff as a writer, director of my own stuff. So I think what I found is everyone came into it, with their own, like I said, confidence in themselves. And I think that helped. Because to be honest, Seth was really nervous about this. This is a big leap for him.
Yeah. So,
to go from American Dad, Family Guy, Cleveland Show, Ted, to all of a sudden Cosmos, Orville, like, the music, like he was really expanding. So I think for people to come in pretty solid took the ease off of him, because there's a weird thing where when you see sort of your leader, like, yo, I don't know how this is going to work. It almost empowers you to do your best job to help it all out.
Right.
I think if Seth was extremely confident on what the show was going to be and how it was going to be, it would have been different. But I think knowing Seth and him being like, look, people might hate this. I don't know, but this is what I want to do. It made it easier for us to really step in and do it.
Yeah.
For me, at least.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, concur. So, Jennifer, thank you. It was a great one.
The greatest compliment I can give it is that at the end of the first season, it felt like we were a theatre cast. And for anyone who's involved in theatre, it's that family feeling, which I wasn't expecting to find on a TV show, but it's great.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank
you, Jennifer.
Yes, and I do concur. The energy you guys have on the set, it definitely comes out on the other side and watching it. You know, one of the comfiest things about this show is just like, man, that set's got to be a riot. You know,
yeah, it is.
It always helps when you like what you're doing.
I'm just watching Peter. He's his
I
own
am too.
spin-off. He has his own spin-off happening right now. It's great. He's pretending. You are muted, actually. But it's just click the icon, buddy. It says you're muted.
Yeah, it actually says you actually muted.
You muted yourself.
Yeah. There's should be a little switch at the bottom there that says mute and stop.
Starts with the M.
There you go.
Yeah, no.
Hi. Okay.
You did it.
Didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Were you just like, let me see what this mute button does?
I was. I was like, huh? What is moot? The question is moot.
The question is moot.
The question is moot. I miss the shit out of you guys. I tell you that much.
Same.
This is really just strange and bizarre.
Yeah.
It is.
Is that your Orville hat?
It is. I was trying to. Yeah.
Wait, is that season 3, Jay Lee?
It is.
Wow.
Where you get
Wait,
that
I
swag?
didn't get one. Oh, hey.
Yeah. I don't know. I took it from a PA.
Yeah, because they get paid too much.
Exactly. What do they need? Just make
They don't
it hard
need.
now.
They don't need hats.
No, but you know what? Some of the people have way. I don't have any swag. Like I see, you got a dope T-shirt, Scotty. You got those amazing.
I have those
pilot-
made though. I
took this off a cold PA on set. They were using it.
Give me
They were
that hat.
cold. Wait, Kelly, what would you just show?
My shirt. I'm making these.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Like them?
I
I'm
love it.
starting my own. I'm starting my own T-shirt company because quarantine.
Yeah.
And I may never work
Called?
again
What's
after
the company
this.
called?
It's going to be called 33 Edge, and the T-shirts are in production. They got held up because of quarantine, but I'm going to
Yep.
start next week.
Beautiful.
That's dope.
33
Side note,
Edge.
That's
Can I
very
tell
cool.
you?
They're beautiful.
I totally
I sent
thought. I
What?
thought for a second the equal sign
Me
and
too.
a heart.
Me too.
They were cut out.
Yeah.
I'm
me
just
too.
gonna be honest because I love you.
I'm glad you
To be
said it,
honest,
Jay Lee,
yeah.
because I was going to
No,
say it.
it's
I
like,
didn't want to
wow.
be creepy, so I'm glad you were.
I like the detail of it. It's great.
Yeah.
Yay! Yay! I'm making one like this for the guys without the heart, just the equal sign,
Right.
and then unity and all cool
Excellent. I
like
really
unifying
like it.
messages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm definitely. I'm gonna cut out my equal sign because I want my boob. I want my life.
You
Yeah.
want your boobs?
Jude, roll us another one. This one's from Jason. What was the best prank or joke so far on the set?
Problem I always have with these questions is most of these pranks would be kind of crass and things that we can't talk about today anymore. I'll keep
Fair.
Yeah.
I like to
Move
turn
it.
into
Move
prank.
it.
Do you know any pranks, Jay? Have we done anything? I mean, we've done a lot of
First of all, listen, Jason, my namesake. I appreciate the question, but like I said, in order to do your takes in one take, I don't have a lot of time for pranks. I like to come in prepared, hit my mark, say my words, be John LaMarr, and then that's
Yeah.
it. So,
Yeah.
I'll leave this to you all.
I mean, I do stupid things like I hide people's chairs or I put different names on the chairs, but it's just my own stupidity. That like
Okay.
they're dumb high school pranks.
I got one. This
What?
might have been a prank. This is this season from the costume department.
Mm-hmm.
So Scotty and our trailers are side by side.
Mm-hmm.
And, I try to stay in shape and stay fit, and I get to set this season. And this is after rounds of fittings and everything. And one day we're shooting and I get in my trailer, I put my pants on, and they're like leggings. I'm like, why are these, what is happening? I said, no, I know I ain't been hitting it that hard. Like, I know I ain't, it ain't that. So, but then I said, well, new team, maybe this is the look, maybe this looks good on camera. So I get to set and everybody's like, the fuck, Jay? Like, what? Your pants are tight as hell.
I remember
that.
Really, I remember that because your legs are really tight, but it was a lot of space in the crotch area.
I'm like, these aren't mine.
Yeah.
Like, they don't fit my leg, but in here it's just like parachute pants.
Yeah.
So,
and I had.
Yeah.
Wait.
No,
no, he's
but
right. It's the truth.
At some point, I go, hey guys, like, because people kept talking about these pants, and they're like, Jay, we could, like, My pants are tight. And I said, look, man, they were in my trailer. So then at some point, it got to the point where like, all of a sudden production and costume kept coming over, like talking, like whispering to each other, looking at my pants. So they said, Jay, I think you got the wrong pants. So they put Scotty's pants in my trailer. I had on Scotty's pants. I think it was a prank by them.
I probably
But like I
did.
said, the penis area
It was like
so much room, Scotty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
All the room.
EPR, I call it, man. Extra penis room. I tell Bortus that.
Classic effort.
Is
I
that
do
where
stuff
you stuff the dude wipes in there? Is that,
Yes. I've given you dude wipes. You're not getting them now that you.
Yeah.
I don't want them. I saved them.
I do this stupid thing that this is not funny at all, but I don't know. Maybe Peter knows this. Whenever there's like a lull or somebody's in a bad mood, especially like Seth if he's in a bad place and there's an energy on the set, I will do the only impression that I can do, which is Harrison Ford, what he says to Gary Oldman at the end of Air Force One. Ready? Get off my plane. It's pretty good. Do I sound? I sound like him, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Everybody hates when I do it, though.
I know.
They hate it when I do it, but it's like it breaks the tension or
Here's
causes
the other
boredom.
thing.
I don't know.
Kelly, you don't know this, but this is the other thing we do. Whenever there's a lull, there are so many of your headshots that we have on set, and we just take it out, and we all just look at it
Shut
and go,
up.
wow.
Kelly.
Yeah.
Don't
Hey, Kelly.
embarrass me.
You
Stop it.
No, you know what? I know Jay Lee enough. Jay Lee is flirting with you right now, Kelly. Am I wrong? Absolutely.
Oh, sorry. I didn't
Absolutely.
realize. Silly me.
I thought I was flirting, Scotty. I was flirting with you when I gave you all the EPR.
Yep, my extra penis room.
Hey, I've been in quarantine too long. I forgot how to do it.
Yeah, no, it was good. Sorry to call you out, buddy. That was great.
Now I'm embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed. Hey, listen, everybody watching, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's a boy.
Wayne Gretzky.
That's funny.
It's true. It's true. Oh my goodness! I think we have time for one more question, so I'll ask you to roll us a really good one. And this comes from Heather.
All girls so far.
Yes,
Oh, no,
if
that was
you-
a Jason. Sorry.
Yeah, if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Don't do it.
Don't tell the Harrison Ford story. That would be mine. Just go back in time and not tell that one.
I would say if anybody have seen DC Cab and Amiri Baraka is playing this homeless guy, which is super ironic. And Mr. T is a cab driver, and it's a great movie. But Amiri Baraka comes up to, I forget, you probably know this, Scotty. Who's the lead in that movie? Like, who's the
DC
guy?
Gab?
Yeah, the guy who's everything's happening to. He's the white guy that moves to DC, and he's like, anyway,
God, I forgot. Is it
Keep talking. I'll look it up.
like Judge? Is it like Judge Reinhold? No.
No. Anyway, Amir Baraka, as a homeless guy, comes up to him and he says, "Don't let your dick run your life." And he said, "What'd you say?" He said, "I said, don't let your dick run your life." So that's what I would say to my younger self.
Can you come back and say it to my younger self too? Because I probably
I did say it to your younger self.
I'd say that's my self.
yes. Kelly, you said that to yourself. Huh?
Oh man.
Not let dick run my life.
Oh.
That was great.
Okay. And there goes the 10-year-old.
I could save so much money. Anyway.
So Adam Baldwin, that was the actor from My Bodyguard.
Ah, yeah.
DC
Adam
Cab.
Baldwin.
Yeah.
Hi, buddy. You want to say hi?
Who's that? Hello.
Hey.
They can't hear you.
What's up?
Okay.
Jay Lee.
Oh, look what he's wearing. You want to say hi? Look. Come here.
What we wearing?
Look at how cool you are.
Oh, and some hand sand, some soap for the hands. That's
So we
great.
keep it clean around here.
That away.
Nice.
I think your brother's eating this. Can you?
This is great.
Okay.
That's funny.
Okay.
Can you eat this napkin?
I can.
Okay,
I
now we gotta
was just watching that. Like,
Yeah.
Like the wasabi. When he puts the wasabi in his mouth, he goes.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
How old is this child?
This guy, he eats wasabi like nobody's business. No, I meant Bortus.
Right.
We feed him wasabi. This is what we're doing in quarantine. We're training them. We're training them. We're getting them prepared. We're bucking up their immune system. Yes,
Life is tough. Life is tough.
Get out of here. Get stranded. Buddy, okay.
You guys, I miss you all. I really do. To jump on what Peter said.
I know. Come on.
I really do.
Okay. You need to go now.
We'll be back at work. We'll be back at work soon, we hope. Season 3.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Heather, thank you for that question. GalaxyCon viewers, this has been my time with the cast of the Orville, but it does not have to be yours. If you'd like to chat with our guests today like I have, or purchase an autograph, or get a personalized recorded message, please head over to GalaxyCon.com. And while you're there, be sure to check out our upcoming events just like this one. Panelists, before we go, any final words?
Season 3, guys, we were halfway through. Kind of when this all hit, but we were having a blast, and it's going to be the best season ever. Can't wait to get back to work.
Yeah,
it's going to be so good. We can't wait to get in front of your screens again, or on your screen.
It's such good stuff.
So you want to go? So Mark, you want to go to their house and watch it with them? Is that what you said?
Stand in front of their telly.
Yeah, and then they can't see it. That's strange, Mark. But okay.
And do like a puppet show.
Seth showed us some stuff from this season, some sneak preview stuff. It is absolutely beautiful. And to echo everybody, it's going to be great. And also, listen, everybody love each other. Some weird stuff happening. Everybody's stuck in the house.
Yeah.
Things are happening. Take this time to really love yourself, love your neighbor. When we get out of this place, let's be better. Do better.
Do better.
Thank you, buddy.
I like that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Gentlemen and lady, thank you for joining us today. Thank you to our audience. Thank you for great questions. We hope to see you later on today. We'll be joined by the cast of My Hero Academia, and tomorrow we have guests from the Power Rangers and Smallville. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care, and please keep washing those hands.
Wash those hands.